where else? Let's just add another layer to this. This whole idea was not one that was concocted as an original thought of our denomination. It's really on the model of the New Testament church. That's really where that comes from. Christ is the head of the church, then and now. There are those that were selected for leadership, the 12 apostles, the disciples, the 70 elders. It was that way then, it's that way now. Pastors, missionaries, evangelists, you know, the fivefold ministry, apostle, prophets, evangelists, pastors, teachers, and so many more. There are numerous churches in the book of Acts, but in Acts 15, you see where they all came together to deliberate matters of the church, differences of opinion, and how they did it is as important as what they did. Actually, even on the day of Pentecost, that followed something similar to the General Assembly, where they had to decide, how are we going to fill the vacancy in the apostleship, in the bishopric that was vacated by Judas's suicide. And they had to have 12, and there was no pope that just selected who it was going to be, no one person dictator. They did not just say everybody in the church can have something to say about that, but they had a process and a mechanism for bringing all of their gifts, all of their experiences, all of their talents. The common denominator was their love for Christ, their spiritual commitment, and their determination for the church to be everything that God wanted it to be at that time. And so you're going to see some of that paralleled 2,000 years later in the General Assembly. General Assembly actually began at the beginning of the Church of God in Christ, when Bishop Mason called for a General Assembly to begin the organizational and spiritual strategies for the Church of God in Christ. So this is something that has its roots in the New Testament church and has been tweaked to the modern times to, as closely as we can, continue the way Christ set up his church.